We'll call the regular meeting of the Upshur County Commission to order. We'll begin with a moment of silent meditation and prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time we'll have the reading of the minutes of the April 4th, 2013 Upshur County Commission meeting.
The County Commission of Upshur County, West Virginia held their regular meeting at the Courthouse Annex on Thursday, April 4, 2013 at 9 a.m. Donnie Tenney called the meeting to order. There were present Donnie Tenney, Commissioner, J.C. Rafferty, Commissioner, Troy Brady, Commissioner, William Parker, County Administrator, Megan Pomeroy, Assistant County Administrator, and Jacqueline Dinklocker, Secretary. The meeting began with a moment of silent meditation and prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. All motions passed unanimously unless otherwise stated. Samantha Dalton, Women's Aid and Crisis Representative, appeared before the Commission and provided a review of the Sexual Assault Awareness Month proclamation. The purpose of the proclamation is to promote awareness of the increasing incidence of sexual violence in Upshur County and nationwide. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the Commission approved and authorized the Commission to sign the proclamation designating April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Upshur County. Ms. Dalton provided an update on the programs associated with Women's Aid in Crisis. After reading of the minutes on motion by Troy Brady, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission approved the regular meeting minutes of March 28, 2013 as submitted. After reading of the minutes on motion by Troy Brady, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission approved the special meeting minutes of March 26, 2013 as submitted. Donnie Tenney provided a review of the notification of termination of coverage under the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System general permit for stormwater discharge associated with construction activity at the Upshur County Wellness Center Complex, permit registration number WVR 105036, as of August 23, 2012. After discussion on motion by Troy Brady, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission approved and authorized the President to sign the notification of termination. William Parker provided a review of the correspondence from Ora L. Ash, Deputy State Auditor, concerning the notification of approval of the levy estimate and the Upshur County Commission's letter of response. After discussion on motion by Troy Brady, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission approved and authorized the President to sign the letter of response. William Parker provided a review of the quote from Global Science Technologies for a Dell PowerEdge T320 server. The upgrade will allow transfer of information to E911 communications without having to go through a third-party Landmark Forestry. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the Commission approved and authorized the purchase of the upgraded system at the quoted price. After discussion on motion by Troy Brady, seconded by J.C. Rafferty, the Commission approved Kirsta L. Sumter as intern for the Braxton County location of the Lewis Upshur Braxton Community Corrections Program. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the Commission approved the resignation of Christina Loudon Edwards as Deputy County Clerk effective April 12, 2013. Lieutenant Joy Baxa appeared before the Commission on behalf of the Upshur County Firefighters Association. Lieutenant Baxa presented several concerns as follows. Number one, Upshur County Volunteer Fire Department's request access to all mapping and addressing data for Upshur County that is relevant and useful to the fire departments. made available to them in digital copy for use in fire department-owned computers and mobile devices. Number 2, request for cooperation of the Upshur County Commission for merging with E911 Communications CAD system for text message instruction. Lieutenant Baxa pointed out that this system would eliminate a lot of unnecessary radio traffic and other communication problems. And 3, expedite the installation of the wireless link between the 911 center and radio towers. Problems currently exist due to dead spots where communication is essential. William Parker advised the addressing and mapping information can easily be made available to the departments. A memo of understanding would be required from each department. In addition, the fire departments, if they participate, would need to submit a certificate of insurance with the county listed as an additional insured. Donnie Tenney advised that the Commission will follow up with Steve Linger, E911 Communications Center Director, regarding the request for text messaging and radio and tower information. Mr. Tenney stressed that better communication between the Commission and the Departments/Firefighters Association is needed and requested that any complaints and/or requests be forwarded to the Commission in writing. The Commission reviewed the following for your information items. Number 1, correspondence from M. Gregory Hafner, Manager of External Affairs with Mon Power of First Energy Company, regarding the derecho windstorm and Hurricane Sandy. Number 2, Upshur County Sheriff's Financial Statement, February 2013. Number 3, financial information, General County Fund, as listed. Number 4, Upshur County Building Permits, February 2013. Number 5, Upshur County Dog Warden Report, February 2013. Number 6, agendas and/or notices of meetings as listed. Number 7, meeting minutes and/or financial reports, none. Number 8, meetings as listed. Number 9, appointments needed or upcoming as listed. The Commission recessed at 10:30 a.m. The Commission reconvened at 11 a.m. Donnie Tenney opened the public hearing on the amendment to Enhanced 911 Ordinance, increase from current monthly fee of $2.65 to residential $4.50, business and Centrex $6.50. Mr. Tenney provided a review of the current and estimated future revenues and expenditures of the E911 Communications Center. William Parker provided a review of the past fee increases and pointed out that while costs have significantly increased, fees have not risen proportionately. Questions and comments were heard from Jerry Kimball, Ron Pugh, Jerry Abels, Tim Higgins, Dirk Burnside, Joe Faley, Steve Linger, Terry Jo Bennett, and others. At the closing of the hearing and after discussion, on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the Commission approved and authorized the Commission to sign the amendment to the Enhanced 911 Ordinance to increase the monthly fee to residential $4.50 and business and Centrex $6.50, effective July 1, 2013. The public hearing adjourned at 12:10 p.m. The Commission recessed at 12:15 p.m. The Commission reconvened at 1:30 p.m. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the Commission approved the February 2013 Board of Review and Equalization meeting minutes as submitted. The Commission approved all invoices for payment. The Commission approved all vacation orders. The Commission approved the following settlements as listed. The Commission approved the following request for exoneration and/or refunds as listed. Terry Jo Bennett, Upshur County Addressing and Mapping Coordinator, appeared before the Commission and provided a review of a road name request from county residents Robert and Barbara Kincaid. After discussion on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the Commission approved Lauren Lane as a private driveway off of Thornwood Lane as per established guidelines. William Parker reviewed and the Commission and Mr. Parker signed the property damage release from Erie Insurance, an acknowledgement of payment in full in the amount of $19,400 for damages to the West Virginia University Extension Service Office Building as discussed and approved at the March 28th meeting of the Upshur County Commission. With no further business, on motion by J.C. Rafferty, seconded by Troy Brady, the commission meeting adjourned at 3:30 p.m.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as read?
No.
Not, I'd ask for a motion to be approved as such.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, our first appointment's at 10 o'clock, so we'll go ahead with some of the other items for possible action. First is approval of canvass minutes of November 6, 2012 general election.
I can sit here and read these, Mr. Tenney, if you'd so desire, or we can look at these later on in the meeting, whatever you would like.
Well, we've got 40 minutes, but I think we could do more important things, and we'll look those over here after a while, and then if there's any questions, we'll get those answered before we approve them. Next item is approval of Community Participation Grant Program application for Banks District Volunteer Fire Department for $4,000. Want to give us a little description of exactly what that's for?
Ms. Pomeroy can do that. She has been coordinating these grants.
All right, Ms. Pomeroy.
The Banks District Fire Department wants to purchase a 4x4 UTV to use for rescue, bushfire, get places where their vehicles can't get. So they're asking for $4,000, and they're hoping to raise $6,000 in additional funds in order to purchase.
That's going to be $10,000. A 4x4 TV or ATV?
UTV.
Oh, UTV.
Yes.
Ultra terrain vehicle, not all, ultra? Is that what the U stands for?
I think it's utility.
Oh, utility, very good. Utility, not all terrain. So it's more usable, has more utility evidently than just getting there apparently.
Well, it has the ability for purpose of extricating people who
Right.
might have accidents in road
Road
ATV
areas.
accidents, that sort of thing. So
Okay, well,
it's much more practical than what they've been using in the past.
so do we have a motion that we approve this application?
I'll make that motion, or move. I'll move that.
Move to approve. And we'll have a second there, Mr.
I'll
Gray.
second that.
Any questions or comments on that motion?
Just for clarification, these are grants that community partners, or participation grants. These are not local. These come from Charleston funds.
Charleston, right. Our good delegates and senators down there that help our counties. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side, motion carried. And we need to approve an intern for the Lewis Upshur Dog Pound Facility, Clarissa H. Linger. So do we have a motion to approve her? Sure that come from Jan, right?
Yes.
Her blessing and approving the request. Okay, I'd ask for a motion to approve Clarissa.
I'll make that move.
And I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. Okay, approval of application for eligibility, 3-year renewal period, West Virginia State Agency for Surplus Property. That's 7 pages. Is that just so we can find surplus property and get it for the county?
That would be correct. So we're eligible for the program.
That's a 3-year renewal period.
Yes.
What, have we taken advantage of that, or have there been opportunities for us to receive assistance through that program in the last 3 years?
We have, I know we've received numerous, some OEM law enforcement areas. We've utilized that program. In the past, we've utilized it for a couple of vehicles for the youth camp and et cetera.
Very good. Save the taxpayers some money, or at least extend the use of the state property for county use.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the application?
I'll make that move.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. All right, we have correspondence from April Dickinson, Justice Program Specialist, regarding receipt of FY 2013 Court Security Grant Program application. That's just stating that they received the application. It's now getting put together and sent in. And we have agendas and notices of meetings.
I assume when we have our meet with our department heads, we're going to talk about some of the issues that the volunteer fire, or do we have any answers to those as far as texting, paging with texting capabilities and things of that nature?
Ms. Pomeroy and I did meet with Mr. Linger this week. He has already been in contact with Emergitech concerning the text ability. We do not have that capability right now. It would excuse me, require an upgrade in some software and probably some hardware related items also. So they're putting a quote together to see what we would need to do to accomplish that. He has been in discussion also with Lewis County, who has the same, Emergitech is the same vendor, and they have that capability, and the fire departments, at least there, according to the information Mr. Linger received, went out and purchased their own type of e-page or whatever it was called, and are not using that after Lewis County's spent the money for that capability. So Steve just wanted to make sure if the commission does proceed once we get that, is that the fire departments, in fact, all of them do buy in, because we don't want to spend however X thousands of dollars and then not have the fire departments utilize it. I don't know why they do not utilize it in Lewis County. I do not know. We may follow up, some there. The radio link, he is working with Dirk Burnside and Teddy Beiser on that. Part of the holdup is the FCC frequency, getting a frequency through the FCC. That's part of the holdup that has been requested and is under review right now. So,
Any movement on the certificate of insurance with the city or the county?
Ms. Pomeroy, we revised our memorandum of understanding. We'll be finalizing that and sending those to all the fire departments, and then requesting that they return that with a certificate of insurance, and then we can get them the information.
Has there been in contact with the city? It just seems to me like that even though the Buchanan paid firemen, and then you have the Buchanan volunteer firemen, it's kind of pretty entwined there. It seems to me like in order to make this work, we're almost going to have the city to participate, because it's like Mitch stated, if there's a fire within or any kind of incident within 3 or 4 miles in the county, the paid firemen go out.
Right.
So they're going to need that information, the paid firemen. So if we haven't made contact with the city, I think we need to follow up on that, because to me it seemed like such a simple solution to something that has the potential to save lives. I'm just not sure exactly what the problem is that we can't accomplish that.
We'll follow up and make a phone call before we mail that to the city and,
Right.
and the paid side of the fire department.
I think
We may have to have another city-county meeting that's been canceled for 6 or 8 months.
I think one of the concerns or issues was that the county, of course, has 2 fire trucks down there,
Right.
and that it was a request of the county volunteer fire department as opposed to the city. So the perspective, and I can't speak for them, of course, for Mitch or the others, but my understanding was that they could not see the distinction between having a county volunteer department receiving that information versus the city, and who was going to be responsible
Well,
for
for 2 separate
financing.
entities, then we would need it from all entities that are wanting the information utilized. But to me, I mean, I don't understand. It's just very simple. I mean, I do that in my landscape business all the time. If I work for Core Hearts, I have to list them as additional insured, and it's just a matter of calling the insurance company and say, hey, put them on there as an additional insured. They send a copy, and that's it. I mean, even if you have to pay $100, that's still, to me, for the benefit to the taxpayers and the citizens of Upshur County to be able to have that information available. It's kind of a no-brainer, but we'll continue to follow up on it, because I think the main thing is this whole process, whether it's addressing and mapping or whether it's delivery of emergency services, is to be able to provide a a more secure and a faster and a better delivery of emergency services to the taxpayer. I mean, that's what we're all about. That's what government's for. And we need to do everything we can to do that. I don't know if that's...
We'll be sending those agreements up either tomorrow or the first of the week to all the fire departments.
Very good. Okay, well, I think it's a good thing, and we do need to follow up. Maybe we could check with Randolph County and see if they use the texting for paging, and follow up with Lewis County and see if there is a problem, why they don't. So they're saying that they ponied up and put all the equipment in place, but the fire departments are... What I don't understand is if Lewis County has all the software and hardware in place, and I've got a cell phone, and they got my cell phone number, they're going to send that message to my cell phone. So I don't understand what the fire, why are they not looking at their text, or I wonder what the deal is.
The information, as I understand it, is, and Steve, of course, Mr. Linger would be more familiar with what Lewis County told him. But as I understand it, the program, the text program through Emergitech, for whatever reason or reasons, the fire departments did not utilize that and purchased another text type program. I think he said it was ePages, if I remember correctly.
That the fire departments purchased another type.
Yes.
And are they using that?
I'm assuming so.
So is that something that's connected with the 911 center, I wonder?
Not to my knowledge.
They just text?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, so maybe they just text back and forth within their departments. Huh. Well, we need to find that information out, because I think it's probably going to be in the thousands of dollars to implement that. So I think it's a great idea, but, you know, the best idea, if it's not utilized, doesn't do much good. Okay, well, we've got 25 minutes. Jerry, did you get everything off your mind last week, and you're in pretty good shape this week? Or? Okay, well, I appreciate it.
I can't even talk today.
If only that were last week, huh? No, you did good last week. I'm just kidding. Well, Megan, have anything else?
Just as a follow-up on our fancy horse case.
Do what?
Our fancy horse case. We put, Ms. Smith put together some direct cost also that we had, which total, right now, there's some invoices that still may be pending, but just under $930 in bills for Southern States, Allegheny, Equine, which is the vet service out of Elkins, I do believe. There's a couple bill there, and then one for Tractor Supply. So,
what's our total cost on our fancy horse?
well, right now it's just under $3,500.
$3,500.
Whatever else is still pending, and that Mr. Sinclair was in the office yesterday. We completed some paperwork, and as far as I know, as of yesterday, he still had the horse, so nobody had.
But have we resolved that end of billing as of a certain date, that the meter's not continuing to click?
I don't know if the sheriff's office has finalized the meter or not.
Well, this is my thoughts, and you guys can say whatever you think. But I think that we need to put it in writing and send it to the sheriff, or give it to the sheriff, that from now on, if there's any case like this, once it's released, and I understand, and you guys are law enforcement officers, I'm just a farmer, but once, you know, at a certain point in time, you don't have to keep the animal anymore. If it's an ongoing investigation, you have to keep it, so we have that obligation. But when that time comes, then I think then the sheriff needs to come and talk to the commission, so we all can sit down and talk about what the options are and what the costs are. Because as in this case, and I understand, and I'm as kind-hearted towards animals as anyone, but, you know, I'm also kind-hearted toward the taxpayers, that if $3,500, I mean, we've got people coming in today wants $4,000, there's $3,500. And I think we need to have an agreement up front on cases like this where there is an option as to what you do with that animal, and we need to be involved in the process up front because we're the ones paying the bill. Now, if you guys disagree, you can go ahead and state it now. But
I think you're 100% correct on that. I think if, once they're done with it in court, then somebody needs to approach us so we don't end up with a $2,500 bill that taxpayers, you know what I mean, that we sign off on and pay. I
Right.
think that money could be used for a lot better purposes than that. I agree with you, Mr. Tenney.
Well, I'm sure Megan can draft a nice letter stating that our desire, and, you know, if it's going to come out of the county commission budget, then we need to have input into it up front.
I agree, we should be the organization that obligates our own funds
Right. Yeah.
versus
That's right.
another official.
Howdy, folks. Is there any snow up on Brooks Hill this morning, or?
Are you trying to insult me?
You're not even on Brooks Hill, are you, Mary, now?
No, but there's no more snow right now.
Okay.
Maybe when I get home, there'll be some.
That's right. Okay, folks, we've got 20 minutes before we can chat with you, so we're going to take a little recess, and if you want a cup of coffee, Megan made some really good coffee this morning. And we'll take a little recess here, and then we'll get started on our paperwork as soon as I get ready, Rick. Okay, it's 10 o'clock, and we have folks from Brooks Hill Community Building. Request for funding. So who's going to be the spokesperson?
I guess it rang with me.
All right, we'll step right up here to the podium so everybody can see your pretty face. I knew it was either going to be you or Mary.
I stayed at home if I knew it.
Yeah.
I'll make it short and sweet.
Okay.
We're building a stage, 16 by 24. We hope to get into music 3 or 4 times a year, probably bluegrass. We were into it once before and gave it up. It's a real nuisance to have the bands on the porch of the community building because you have traffic trying to get in, get fed, and get out. So we're doing this, and we don't want to leave you guys out. We wanted to give you the opportunity to donate something towards it. We have several donations and pledges now. Like I said, we're going to do it, but if you guys could give us some help, we'd appreciate it.
Do you know what your total cost is going to be?
Around $4,000 complete, electrical and everything, which brings up another question I'd like to give you to think about is years ago I put a service in the park. Just as you turn down into the park, there's a service pole sits there. I believe Willie would tell you they're paying an electric bill on it, probably hadn't used any power from it for 5 years. I thought maybe we might be able to run service from there. If not, we're going to have a separate service. And I don't see the reason for us to pay, I don't know what the commercial minimum is now. I would think around $40.
$5.
Minimum for each service?
That's what I pay on mine.
Oh my. Well, I should have went commercial because I pay $20 on mine.
Yeah.
For residential, but I mean that's just something to kick around, but we would appreciate any help. I know interest rates are down and the park's probably not making the money it used to make, but I mean if we could get Buddy to reach in his pocket, it's probably pretty deep.
He could just, he'd never miss, probably change right around his pocket.
I mean that's basically it. You know, if you guys to help us out, we'd appreciate it.
How much money have you already raised, or how much money have you got?
Well, it's a little hard to pin down. We got about $500 in pledges, and we've got a good relationship with High Point and TKS, and Mark Harper always helps us. Haven't actually made it in to talk to those people, but I'm sure they're going to help us some. Bill Hamilton usually tries to help if possible. It's going to go up. I mean, plain and simple. You know us. Sort of like that pavilion that got built on the park that nobody knew anything about until it was done. It's still sitting there, not being used, but you know, that's like I said, it won't take up any more time. If you guys think you could help us, it'd be great. If you want to mold around, let us know later, that's fine too. Anything, whatever.
Well, and you can get with Megan there and get the information as far as a community participation grant from our delegates and senators, they've been very good about, matter of fact, we just approved, or just made application for $4,000 for the Banks District. So if you need some help with that, Megan can help you get that filled out. We can get that sent to Charleston.
Be great. I've researched a lot to try to find some grants, and I guess Bill Hamilton has agreed to help us find some grants.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with grants is finding them.
Right. Well, see, the delegates and senators have so much money that they can dole out to
Right.
the different areas of the community.
But the thing with that is, it takes a year almost. and
Yeah.
We need it now.
Yeah.
I mean, we hold our own, and we could build it completely, but we want to have a buffer. We don't want to spend everything we have. You know, you've got your liability insurances and stuff like that.
We wouldn't have
you
the
know.
money for the fair.
Yeah, we hold our own up there, but to be honest with you, when we had the big fair and the park was involved, then we had extra money every year to improve the grounds. And now we're just sliding by, holding our own, so.
Okay. All right, well, we'll talk about it,
Thank you.
and we appreciate y'all coming in, and
All right, thank you much.
good to see Mary again. I hadn't seen you since the snow flew last time, Mary.
Since when?
The snow flew the last time.
That's right.
A week ago.
Everything has to go to the home.
I know. You never know about this weather. Well, if you all want to stay, you're welcome to, and, but we're getting ready to pay some bills. Unless something come up in the last 15 minutes, really. Okay, then we'll go ahead and start paying our bills, and our next appointment is at 11 o'clock, so if you all want to stay and say hi to Joyce, you can.